You're listening to RTL SA.
The Red Hot Chili Peppers, other side on RTL SA. And we're talking SAA at the moment. Now, the final business rescue plan for SAA proposed that South Africa should not only pay over 10 billion to help restructure the company, but also to keep supporting it until 2024. The plan, which was released on Tuesday evening, puts the state's bill for settling SAA's current liabilities and funding the restructured airline at 26.7 billion. This also includes steep job cuts, with the new SAA, only retaining about 1,000 of its almost 5,000 employees. To help me unpack the story some more, I picked up this story from ENCA this morning, and Heidi Jockes gives us the lowdown and tells us exactly what is happening with the SAA Business Rescue Plan.
One must keep in mind the fact that there was 4 extensions granted. The last extension was asked by the unions to discuss the draft plan with the leadership contract that was established with the Department of Public Enterprises. But from what we see from this business rescue plan, it's 110 pages, and it doesn't really present a positive outlook for this new airline. We're looking at 78% of the workforce being retrenched, so they're only going to retain about 1,000 workers in this new airline or the restructured SAA. It also only looks at phasing in some domestic flights and only international flights at a later stage. But also what comes out strongly in this report is the fact that they are still in need of government financial assistance, and the retrenchment process is going to cost over 2 billion rand, and they're also in need of about 10 billion rand to restructure this entire airline. They're also looking at cutting down on a number of their fleet, so they're going to have a lot less aircraft that they're going to be operating, and that also speaks to the fact that they're not looking at flying as they were previously. So it's a restructuring plan. It's looking at a profitable and viable airline, but it's the most worrying thing that I think stood out was the fact that they're going to be cutting, or proposing rather, to cut 78% of that workforce.
As I say, I mean, you really wonder why it's such an obsession to save something that's apparently Heidi going to be losing still 12.5 billion in 5 years' time. The plan also speaks about these massive job cuts that you touched on, and that's something that the unions and obviously to some extent the department was against.
Yes, definitely, and we do know that initially the unions had asked for the 4th delay in releasing that plan, and the reason why they asked for that was because they said that they want to relook at the job cuts, but we understand that they're most likely in agreement with it, or partly in agreement with this, but we also know that the airline is only going to be self-sustaining in 2024, so that speaks for itself. We understand that government will most likely have to pump in additional money. The airline has not been able to make profit for the past 10 to 11 years, but we do know that they have made some bit of money due to the repatriation flights that they have been facilitating and operating since the start of the lockdown. So again, it's a good picture of what exactly this airline is going to entail and how it's set to make any profit, given the fact that in the report itself it says that only in 2024. And this only speaks to the fact that there's been so much mismanagement, governance issues, corrupt deals that have been going on at the airline for years. And this obviously has had a massive ripple effect on the current state at the moment. And COVID-19 has, of course, exacerbated this.
And Heidi, the department, which is a shareholder, has responded to the plan. Tell us a little bit more about their stance.
Yes, exactly. So they responded very late at night, and basically the gist of their statement is the fact that government, as the shareholder, supports the business rescue plan where it results in a viable, sustainable airline that provides integrated domestic, regional and international flight services. So this again speaks to the fact that the department, the shareholder, again is saying we are only going to support this plan. We know that the previous plan that was submitted, government was very much against that, And they're again saying we're only going to support the plan where it's viable, sustainable, and a competitive airline. Remember, they came out and said that they're going to be proposing this new revived airline. And in their statement, they basically say that they'll only be supporting this if it is a sustainable airline. And again, the department has to give a go-ahead in terms of additional funding, but creditors are also going to have to vote on whether or not they accept this plan.
Thanks a lot for that, Heidi.
Yeah, so there we go. A new plan is on the table, and it's going to cost $26 billion to implement it. My goodness, I don't know. And as Jane was saying as well, what is the point to actually saving an airline that's going to be still losing about $12 billion in 4 years' time? It is just absolute craziness. I understand it is incredibly important to have a national carrier, and it is so important to get something going. But maybe, if it's going to cost $26 billion to restart this, won't it cost a lot less to start a new one? I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll keep you up to date and let you know what's happening with that story as it unfolds, because it is a rather worrying topic in South Africa.
Hi, this is Carmen Rodriguez, and you're gonna party it up listening to Noel Johnson on
RTL SA. RTL SA.